Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having an awesome day today. So if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Christina Brooke and this is my Glam Ranch. I would love it if you guys wanted to join my Glam Ranch family by hitting the subscribe button. And if you do hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the notification bell too so you guys can be early birds on the Glam Ranch and see the videos right when I'm posting them. So what today's video is going to be all about is a product that I told you guys in my virtual window shopping that I was definitely going to pick up, and well, I did. And that is the Natasha Denona Mini Sunset Palette. I saw the previews of this right when it was releasing and I was like, I need that in my life. It is so beautiful. So yeah, I went ahead and I purchased it. So if you guys are interested in seeing a mini tutorial on this product as well as my first impressions and a few swatches, just keep on watching and let's get right into it. So this is the Natasha Denona Mini Sunset Palette. Inside of this palette you get 5 brand new shades. These are brand new shades not featured in the original Sunset palette. 2 shimmering metallics, 2 versatile mattes, and 1 sparkling foiled shade. So I'm going to zoom you guys in. You guys can see how I came up with this eye look, and also you'll see kind of my impression while I'm using the shadows. So let's go ahead and get into that. Alright, so I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to open up this package. It comes inside of a box like this, and I'm excited. I mean, it's just a cardboard box, which is kind of strange. So let's see. Oh, okay, so there's another box. So it's kind of like one of those boxes within a box, and it came in a box. And this is what it looks like. It is just the packaging. It says Natasha Denona. Very sleek, and it's a lot smaller than I thought. But let's see. Ooh, so pretty. Look how pretty. Ooh, that's really, really cute. All right, so we're zoomed in. I'm really, like, I don't think I've been this excited in a long time to try on an eyeshadow palette. Look at this, how beautiful. Let me just give you another zoom. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet, but there's such beautiful colors in here that I think I can use every single one. And I'm gonna try to use every single one so you guys can kind of get an idea of like how they all work. And I kind of want to know too. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this color right here. Just the last color in this palette. That's a really pretty transitional all over the lid type of color for me. I really think it's really pretty. Pigment is good. That's pretty, I like that. So then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this one right here, which is a darker color, and I'm gonna bring that one into my crease and focus it a little bit more on my outer edge, kind of give a definition to my eye and also kind of to define the edge a little bit. Okay, so I always tap down on the area that I want it to be the darkest first. So you don't want to start this in the crease if you want the edge to be darker, because then your crease is going to be really dark. So then I'm going to just bring it through the crease with whatever's left so that it doesn't get too dark and the edge stays darker. That is what I'm trying to do here. These shadows are blending really nice so far. And the brush that I'm using, so you guys know, is a Sigma E40, and it works pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I like that. It's really pretty. Very, very pretty. Let's see if we can darken up the outer edge just a little bit. Now I'll darken it up a little bit more with another color. So just with a clean, fluffier brush, I'm just gonna kind of blend a little bit of this all out with a clean brush. Before I start applying more colors, I wanna make sure that this base is blended really nice so that it's not like harsh. But wow, so far I think it's really pretty. Very pretty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this copper looking color and I'm going to put that all on my lid. Okay, let me try spraying the brush and see if it works even better. So I'm going to spray my brush with a little Fix Plus. Let's see how it works sprayed versus not sprayed. I always like to try this out. It's like kind of like a looser powder. I feel like this one, yeah, I feel like this one is sprayed, feels like it works a little bit better sprayed. Kind of just grabs my eye better. It's weird. When I sprayed it, it kind of got a little clumpy. What happened there? I don't know if I like it sprayed. Maybe I like it better not wet. Let me try it not wet on the other side. I might have just sprayed my brush a little bit too much on this side. That might have been the issue. I'm gonna have to keep on working with that to see why it got a little clumpy. Because this side didn't, and I still had my brush wet, so I don't know. Might have just been me. So that's what we have so far. So far it's very pretty, super pretty. It's this color right here, which is like the burgundy. First I'm gonna add it right here to the edge. This is on a smaller brush. And the color's really nice. There's a lot of fallout on this one though, so I would have liked to have done this one first. I'm gonna have to go back in with the copper color now because this one does have pretty good fallout. And it's a trial and error. I'm gonna have to go over a little bit with the copper because this one does have pretty good fallout, more than I expected. So let's grab this copper color again. That color has a lot of fallout. And I'm gonna grab this one again and add it more to the crease. Just be careful with this color because like I said, it has a lot of fallout. And the last thing I'm going to do the top is I'm going to grab this color right next door and I'm going to put this in the innermost part of my eye. Let's see. Ooh, this one's pigmented on its own. That's nice. How pretty is that? I'm just flattening out and kind of like using this gold color again in the center and just kind of like blending it all together. And then I'm gonna grab this color that we used before, and I'm just gonna blend a little bit of the edges. I like that a lot, it's really pretty. Let's move on to some eyeliner. I'm gonna throw on my eyeliner off camera, and then we'll go ahead with the bottom lash line. Eyeliner is done. What do you guys think so far? So let's go ahead and let's work on the bottom lash line, and let's see what we can come up with. So for the lower lash line, I'm gonna first start off with this color right here. And just bring that underneath my whole eye. And why don't we look up? I always forget to do this. And then I stab my eye. Grab this burgundy shade. Hopefully I don't get it everywhere. Then I'm just gonna get that first color one more time. Let's just blend all of this out. So just in case you guys didn't see, I just used this color right here to blend out the bottom lash line, and I'm loving it. There's a decent amount of fallout on my face, all over my nose, so let me get a big brush and just wipe that off. Now, let's move on and let's do my eyelashes, and then I'll zoom you guys out and give you guys kind of like an idea of what I'm thinking about this palette so far. What do you guys think? Let me zoom you guys out and let me give you some thoughts of what I think about this palette. And I just wanted to show you guys quickly, just so you guys can see. If you guys watched my virtual window shopping, I did say that I didn't understand how this palette could be $24 versus her other palette, which she released in the holiday time, which was $48. And this is the Aries palette, so you guys can see. Look at the difference in size. It's so funny because in the photographs, you cannot tell how small this palette is, but it is literally a lot smaller than the Aries palette. So that is why this is 24 and this is 48. Actually, in the photographs, you would think that this is the same size as this. And honestly, I didn't realize how small it was going to be. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Why are they doing this? How are they doing this? And the reason that they did it is because this is literally a mini, like, it's mini, it's small. So I sometimes feel like even with the Natasha Denona Aries palette, I wouldn't have minded the Aries palette actually being this size, because the times that you reach into these type of palettes are not like all the time, so you never really hit pan. Like it's very hard to hit pan, at least for me, on an eyeshadow palette because I have so many different ones. So if I could just buy all mini ones like this, I would totally do that. But this burgundy shade right here did have a lot of fallout to it, so I do imagine that if you like to use that burgundy shade a lot, you probably will get into it pretty quickly, but the rest of them had a pretty decent amount of fallout, nothing extravagant. In this palette, I feel like this one here is more of like a shimmery kind of shade, and then there is two metallics, which are these two. I do personally feel like the metallics are not extremely pigmented. Like this color here is not the most pigmented. I did have to spray my brush to make it like work a little bit better, but even when I sprayed my brush, I didn't really love the way that the wetness of the spray worked with this shadow. But I did wipe down some of the spray, and after it was not super moist, I do think that the shadow worked very well, but it was kind of a little bit tricky to get it to like the pigmentation that I was looking for. This shadow I do feel like it is very pigmented, and I do think it works very well. It has a lot of fallout. All of the mattes in here, I feel like they blended beautifully, and I think the mattes were probably really kind of the standouts in this palette for me. This shimmery shade at the end is the one that has more glitter in it, and it is pretty pigmented. I think that this one is actually more pigmented than this one when you put it on your lid, and I didn't have to spray this one, and I feel like it really did give me a nice punch. Good. There is some that are not as amazing as I thought they would be, but I would tell you compared to like even the Aries palette, like the Aries palette, I think the matte in this Aries palette is phenomenal. So far I can already tell that Natasha Denona's mattes are probably pretty amazing. But even with the Aries palette that I said inside of my review, there was 2 shades in here, which is this burgundy color and also this last color here. I wasn't 100% thrilled with the formula. I didn't think it was bad. I just preferred more of her standard metallic formula. Like blue one had an amazing pigmentation, and I thought the formula was great. So I think that this one is kind of like in the middle. It is not that great metallic formula that I think I see in the Aries palette, especially with the blue, but it is not a bad formula. It's good. I just don't feel like it's as stand out as I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be like amazing. The shimmery color at the end, it does pack a lot of punch, which I was kind of shocked. I thought maybe this would be the lackluster shade, but actually it was not the lackluster shade. It was actually pretty damn pigmented. So it's kind of like most of the shades in here work very well. The only shade that I'm going to say that I was a little bit disappointed with, this one right here was the only shade that I was kind of like expecting a lot more from, and it wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be. I want to play a little bit more with this shade on its own and kind of like pack it on my lid and see how it works that way to kind of like get an idea more. So I'm still playing with this. This is a first impression. I want to play with it wet. I want to play with it dry. I want to pack all of these different colors on my lid. I really want to get a really good idea before I give you guys like 100% of my review. One thing I do love about this palette, and I think that you guys would probably appreciate this, is this is very wearable colors. I mean, you can just use the copper tones with these different brown colors of brown and come up with a very beautiful everyday kind of day look, and then you can use just this beautiful burgundy color with maybe some of the darker tones to come up with a more dramatic look. This palette is a very neutral, very wearable palette, which I love. Very neutral, very wearable palette, and I think that it's worth it. Probably like, oh wow, that's very expensive. You don't get a mirror, you don't get, you know, like the full-on packaging. I do think for a brand that their eyeshadow palettes run around $125 to $200 something dollars, I think a $24 mini version is a very decent price. And I do think you're gonna have this for a really long time. I mean, how many times do we really go through entire eyeshadow palettes? I mean, seriously. Hardly anybody ever does. So I'm going to be doing another video after a few weeks of using this product, and I'm also going to include a few other products that I've been testing out and I kind of did a first impression on that I want you guys to know where I'm at after using them for a few weeks to a month. So I will have another update to this palette after using it, wearing it, and seeing how it wears and all that stuff. But so far, first impression wise, I do like the palette. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me your thumbs up, leave your comments below, and also when my face appears somewhere around down here, if you click on my face, you will subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!